Hello everybody, we are going live today to answer a question that's been posted on our forums. Hope everyone is doing well. We're just going to wait for some of you to show up, and of course for Michali. Hello. Who SKW. I'm not sure how to say that name. Hello Tippy B. We're just waiting for Michali to join so that we can start with the question that's been posted on our forum. We've had a good one. It's a little difficult one to answer, but Michali always has something to say. So, let me see you, Michali. Let me invite you. Hello, Mary.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Alrighty. All right. It's been a week. It's like our mark.
It's been a week. Like,
Alrighty.
where have you been? Okay. So should I read the question?
Please, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. So it's by I Am Okay. How does one get ready for knowing that someone's end is near? My niece is a special needs child and is in the ICU, and the doctors told my sister to get ready because this is most likely the end. I know that there is Hashem above who controls the world and miracles are possible. And at the same time, when we are being told that the end is so close, what am I supposed to think? My emotions are running high and I don't know what I am, in quotes, supposed to feel.
Yeah.
What a question.
I know. I said the same thing before you popped on. I was like, I don't really know how to answer this question. I feel like honored that this person posted it on the forum, and I think with the intention that they wanted us to address it. Like, I feel honored because I feel like, wow, like if you're presenting us with such a question, like that means that you trust our thoughts, even though I don't. I feel humbled because I don't honestly feel like I have such words of wisdom to say for this. But of course, I didn't want to just make believe it didn't get posted, and of course. I wanted to see what you had to say and try our best to address it.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a really hard question because I think that every person's process is going to look different. So, just, to answer the last, statement first, I mean, there's no supposed to, in these sorts of situations. It really is like unique from person to person. What her sister needs might look different than what this person needs. What the father of this child needs might look different than what the sister needs. It looks different from person to person. I would say in this situation, and again, I'm going to just echo what you're saying. Like, it's a very humbling question because, it's no one would ever want to be in this situation. It's a heart-wrenching situation. And B, I feel like almost silly answering it just because, like, I don't feel like I'm in the place to answer it. I mean, I could tell them, say what the standard answer is, but I mean, I think that ultimately it's really you hope for the best and you prepare for the worst, right? And hope in this case, this person clearly has, spirituality as part of their lives. It's, praying their guts out. Just really praying and davening and really hoping for the best. And believing in miracles and believing that, a recovery is always possible as long as the niece is alive. And there's that chance of life is always possible because every breath for all of us, Hashem, God, gives us every single breath. And so that I would say just that in terms of like hoping, but in terms of preparing for the worst, I think that it's a grieving process already, to be in this situation, even when a person is alive, there's grief on so many levels of the loss of potential for right now, and just to be grieving the state that they're currently in. And I think that to be gentle with, your feelings, to not put any pressure, it's normal to start crying randomly. It's normal to want to distract yourself and watch comedy. It's normal if you just don't want to talk about it and you just want to go for a walk or have a good time. It's normal if you feel immobilized and devastated and you can't move and you can't function. Like, those are all totally normal for these circumstances. And I think just really nurturing yourself and being kind to yourself in this really impossible situation is really important. And then again, I know I say this a lot, but remembering to care for yourself, even just physically. A lot of times in these situations, people forget to drink, to eat, to just get fresh air and to move. And I think that it's so important to give ourselves that strength to be able to face a situation like this and nurture our body to make sure that we can approach this with a head as much as possible.
I love that. I lost you for a minute. I got a cold, but I heard most of what you said. That was like the first time that ever happened, getting a cold in the middle of a live. So I lost you for a minute. I didn't obviously pick it up, but it like stopped the service. Anyway, I love everything that you said, everything that I heard. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. I'm a big, Emunah Bitachon person, and that's been something that recently, like I would say the past 2 years, got into my life, and it's changed my life. So I feel like because this questioner addressed Emunah Bitachon or spirituality, I feel like using that as much as you can be helpful. Like I find it to be really empowering in the situations where we feel so out of control, which is the situation. And it's exactly like what you said. It's like there's always like hope, right? But it's also like it seems so hopeless. And like you said, having every range of emotion. I think in these types of situations, we want our emotions to match the people around us, and that's not necessarily healthy or not necessarily realistic and the right way to do things. So like you can totally have a range of emotions, and they can be completely opposite what the people around you are feeling in that moment, and to really not judge yourself for that, to really give yourself that permission, whether it's being angry, happy, sad, distracting yourself. If you are in a place where you're immobilized, I know that you addressed that, then I would really recommend reaching out for like professional help, because you don't want to get yourself into a place where then you have to dig yourself out of a deeper place. So while it's completely normal to be in such a deep devastation of a place, you want to make sure that you have your support so that you don't bury yourself there, kind of. And
that's a good point. Yeah, support is huge. Support is absolutely huge. And also I would just add is like, you don't have to be strong. I remember, I actually asked my father a similar question. My father, when I was a kid, he was told he had a few months to live. And I remember asking him, like, what do you do with that? What do you actually do with that information? And he took a very like emotionally strong approach, which is something to admire, and it's so inspiring. But I think that it's okay to like, this person's username is I am okay. It's okay to not be okay, and what?
That's a pretty good point. Like it's pretty like Freud, like Freud would have fun with that. I am okay,
Yeah. It's okay to say it's okay to be okay, because I know sometimes people feel guilty that they're okay. And it's also okay to not be okay. Like you don't have to be strong. You don't have to choose the best way of navigating things. You can just really honor where you're at, and to your point, like get support. I think that's really important. And then, if it's helpful for your mental health to be with your sister, then do that. But if it's going to be harmful, then, see if you can support in other ways,
What did your dad say? I'm like, I'm still on that. What did he say when you asked him? How did he deal with that? Kind of like
he said he begged God to keep him alive, and he just davened and davened, asked everybody and anybody to daven for him. And he did not think he was going to die. He was just like, the doctors are saying this, I believe that. And he really wanted to live. And he was just like, he's just like, he davened. He would like go to shul when no one else was around and just stand in front of the Amud and just daven. He's a very spiritual person. And I think that's beautiful and so inspiring. And at the same time, if that's not your thing, that's okay too. Like it's not, spirituality is so beautiful, but it's not necessarily what hits the mark for every person in these situations. And so I think, you can read stories, you can learn from other people, you can be inspired, and ultimately honor where you're at.
Exactly. Love it. Thank you, Michali. And I'm sending my love and prayers to this person, and hopefully keep us posted with good news, or just let us know how you're doing with other news, and we're there for you.
I share the same sentiment. Thank you, Faye.
All right. Thanks, Michali. Have a good one. See you next
You too.
week. Everyone for
See you
tuning
next week.
in. Bye-bye.
Bye.